see you.
Well, that's okay.
All right.
All right, you all should be live. And I'm going to
Okay,
excuse
Is
myself.
Garrett
Just let me
there?
know if you need anything technical.
He shows muted.
Yes,
All right.
yes, I'm here.
Okay, you're there? Okay.
There.
All right. It's just showing your SETD. So,
Is Garrett here?
yeah,
Okay. Can I go ahead and call the meeting to order then?
let's see, you got, I think you've got everybody. You got Bob, Doug, Ashley,
And Carrie.
and yeah, Carrot.
You know, if you guys have a phone, you can see everybody on YouTube
Yeah.
if you need to. All right. The minutes have been distributed electronically. Did everyone get a copy of that? Do you have any corrections? Did not get a
Yeah.
copy?
If you guys aren't used to
I have no
the,
corrections.
Okay.
if you guys aren't used to the Zoom meetings, when somebody asks a question, you need to speak up. Nodding your head didn't help very well. So if he's asking if you got it or whatever, speak up and say whether you did or didn't. So
I have,
that helps.
Well, and I emailed them out to everyone, but I know that there's a longer list of people we're supposed to email them out to. So I was not exactly sure. So I sent it to a lot of people and figured they would forward it if I left anyone off. Is that okay?
I got it.
Okay.
I received it.
I just know last meeting we had discussed that it should go to Dan Landrum now and several other people, maybe the whole town council. I'm not sure. Carrie, do you remember?
I think we're supposed to send it as not a final copy to Chuck and to Dan, and then they do whatever with it. But
And then you guys approve it at your next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we skipped a few, but
Okay. So
Everybody.
we don't approve it now is what you're saying.
No, we go ahead and approve it now,
Okay.
but right after the meeting, within a day or so of the meeting, there's supposed to be a copy that comes to me so I can deal with whoever the applicant is after the
Okay.
meeting.
Ashley can send you one after the meeting tonight if that's okay. And
Well-
I'll just,
Carrie
I'll
and
just-
I are swapping back and forth, so she should be doing it this time.
okay. Well, I'll go ahead and approve the minutes if everybody received the copy. There's no unfinished business. We'll move on to new business. And we have a variance request, case BZA 2020-04. Robert Cox at 701 Timberlinks Drive requesting a side yard setback. And Jerry, you're here to represent him. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we see you want a variance for a 15-foot variance for a two-car carport. Do you have anything you want us to know, or would you like to add to that?
Do you have a copy of the 3D conceptual drawing for the carport?
We do.
Okay. Yeah, we would like to build that off the right-hand side of the existing home out towards the property line. And yes, sir, that's it. The setback of 15 feet, I'm not sure that we would have the ability to even build one bay there. So we'd like to do two. And the only reason that we had considered a meeting like this and asking you for a change is if we could do this because it's the state forest on that side. And we assume that no one's going to be building over there, so we don't have the normal conditions of setback where you're trying to keep fire barrier and all that from structure to structure.
Okay. Do any of the members have any questions for him? I guess I'm David. My only concern is that I know the state forest occasionally does land swaps with the cities and the counties. So I guess even though it's a state forest, I'm not sure it'll stay that way forever. Is my main concern, I guess.
Okay.
I've never seen structure put that right on the line like that.
That is 24 feet wide, 19 feet high to gable.
Carrie, did you have any comments?
Well, I'm just hard pressed to find a hardship that would allow us to stray from the code. I mean, there's nothing exceptional or peculiar, no special conditions that would justify a hardship. I mean, we do give a little, a lot of the time, but I mean, they're wanting to eat up practically their whole entire setback.
Okay. Bob or Ashley, do you have a question?
I mean, we don't give setbacks because there's nobody next to you.
I
That's
do
not,
not.
If somebody else could say, well, the guy next to me is my brother or my whatever associate, and so they don't care, but we care. It creates a precedence.
I guess I don't have Bob on my screen. Does he have any comments? There he is.
He's muted right now.
Turn your microphone on, Bob. You have a microphone selection?
I like it when he's muted.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay, my thing would be, I don't know what the hardship is. I realize that his lot may not, it's not like he can't build a structure. There's plenty of space on the property to build a structure. Maybe not where he chooses. But other than that, I don't see that as a hardship. And I just, I tend to agree with you, David, that we have no idea what the future of that property is. And I guess those are my two things.
Chuck,
Okay,
if you could intervene on about the setbacks, if we were to do a detached structure, it would be even harder because we'd have to have 15 feet from the existing structure and 15 feet from the property line. So we'd be willing to look at another location on the property. I just don't see how we could do it with those parameters there.
I don't know what you're talking about, 15 feet between the existing building and something you want to build. That one is new to me.
Chuck,
There is something in the code that deals with the, it doesn't specify what it is, it just says it's a 15-foot between buildings. But it's basically a fire jump as far as what that's trying to accomplish. So the fact that he was wanting to put it, attached it was just a matter of the side setback. In the rear, he's mostly got a lot of the septic easement and stuff that's behind, I believe it's behind the house. That's not, wouldn't allow for him to, there's not much place back there where he can do that because of the septic easement.
Well, I don't know that that's true because I looked at the diagram and the diagram has no scale or anything on it. So I have no idea knowing where that septic field is, other than the fact that there's two numbers that are 50 and there's one that's 40 and one that's 60. I don't, that doesn't mean much to me. That is a nonsensical diagram. I mean, if you want to portray information, that's fine, but that doesn't give us anything. There's plenty of property there. I don't see the idea for giving an easement. If he wants to put it on the back of his house, he can certainly attach it to the back of his house. You could put the driveway on either side and go into that structure. So I don't see the hardship.
Well, Chuck, the drain field for the septic, like you brought up, is on that left side. So you would not be able to access anything from the left side as you're facing the house from the road, because that's where the septic is.
okay.
Well, like I said, I don't have anything that shows that. I have a drawing that shows some stuff, but I have no idea what it says.
That's usually the way the septic looks, no matter what you get from groundwater protection. That's about all you get. So Now, in some cases, the newer plats and things like that, they show the septic easements. But you own more of the existing properties and stuff. It just basically is, you kind of look at what you got there, yeah, and it
Well,
just says it's back there.
I guess that's a building. I guess that's the house drawn on there. There's no
Yeah.
scale, no anything. So I don't know whether he can put it on there or not.
And that's, and actually giving you that, like that's the same thing you're showing there, is that's a lot more than I usually get for septic, so. So that's all we got to work with on, I mean, as far as, septic goes.
Any other
That's
questions?
not something for me to be able to make a decision off of.
That's all I could get.
I mean, he wants to go from a 15-foot setback to a 1.5 foot setback with no real hardship. I just wish there was another place and another way to build this carport, Mr. Dunn.
What about if we were to cut it down to a single bay for, for Ashley, or Ashley, got somebody mixed up here, but for his daughter and the granddaughter, so that when they pull up, they'd have at least one vehicle would be able to park in the drive. Could we get some concession on the setback, a certain amount deducted off of that?
I guess we'd need to see the facts and figures before we can vote on that. Do you want to withdraw your application and come back next month, or would you rather we vote on something tonight?
So do the same process, but just show it with a single car?
Yeah, I mean, that's no guarantee it would be approved, but it's a choice, a decision you can make, I guess, or think about.
Well, as a two-car carport, it's going to be denied, right?
We haven't voted yet, so I'm not sure.
Well, I'm kind of keeping a tally in my head of positive comments, and there's not a lot. So
Sure.
I'm thinking we should rethink and then come back next month for one with a single car. If that's what the owner chooses he would want to do.
There, it seems to be a structure of some type attached to the carport.
In a 3D drawing?
That's the house. If you're looking at the 3D drawing,
Oh, I see.
that's a rendition of the house.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Chuck, if he withdraws and comes back next month, does he have to repay the fees, or is the fee is still good for that?
I guess we could just waive the fee and just let him reapply or whatever.
And there would be no guarantee that that would be approved either, but that would be your choice to make if you want to come back and try a different setup.
Oh, I understand that, and kind of listen to what Kay was saying is the amount of setback we're looking to, I guess, encroach on. If we decrease that, then maybe that make it, more appeasing and more appealing. So that's what we can do, and that would be my choice here, is to go ahead and withdraw this one, and then we'll resubmit for a single car carport.
Okay, so the variance request is withdrawn, and we'll look for you on a future date. And any other business before the EZA?
Not now anyway.
Okay. I guess if no one has anything else, we can adjourn the meeting.
Thanks, everyone.
The only thing I would say is, I think we need more and better data than what we received for this one.
You have a copy of the recent survey from CNN Land Surveying? It has all the dimensions on it.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the sewage system and stuff on it.
Okay, we were aware we were gonna have to have that because it's on the other side of the house.
Well, I mean,
What you got there is all I can find for septic. And that's, I mean, even like I say, that's more than some places I get. So that's,
I
I
guess,
don't know if we'll be able to do anything else.
I guess what I'm saying is if you're gonna say that he can't build it in the backyard, that's because of that septic drawing. I understand that. I would, if I were the landowner, I would think I should have a better drawing than that. So I know whether I can put a structure up out there or not. But that's his to deal with.
They probably just don't know where the drain field is, right? There's no drawing of that.
Keep in mind, Mr. Dunn, that hardship is still a factor, we want folks to stay within the code as much as possible. So we need a real good reason to stray from the law or the code. So no guarantees, but just want to throw that out there.
I agree with Carrie on that. I think we have to have a valid reason to change something.
All right, now I know one thing we can provide for location on the septic is we can show you where the clean out is between the corner of the house and the deck. It's showing the direction that the drain is coming from the house. But that's about the only thing I think we can find over there at the property.
Well, I would suggest that you look into where else you could put this building. But if that's not an option, it's not an option.
Okay, now, so if we decide to go back behind the house with the carport, what about the driveway getting around that right-hand side of the house? Is that the driveway going to be considered something that can't be within the
As far as I
15-foot
know, there's no
setback?
restriction on that, is there, Chuck?
The driveway, you could go all the way to the property line with.
Okay,
It's a structure that is involved with the setback.
okay. Well, I'll make another site visit and see if we can do something different. There's a deck back there, but they're talking about doing something different with that anyway, because it's old and it's getting a little bit dilapidated. So maybe we can do something all together on that. But I appreciate everybody's time.
Appreciate you, Mr. Dunn.
Yeah, thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Thank you for being understanding.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Okay,
So,
Go ahead and sign off.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Dave, are you adjourned?
Yes, we'll go ahead and
Can I
adjourn.
make a comment before you all adjourn, if I may? I just wanted to let you know the provision to meet electronically does run out at the end of this month. And the governor has
Okay.
indicated he does not plan to extend that unless something changes between now and next Wednesday. The next time you all would meet would need to be in person. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that.
That's not a good idea, Sam.
Well, we don't have, unfortunately, we don't have any right to extend the electronic meetings outside of the governor's order.
Town can't pay for a Zoom account?
No, well, unfortunately, it has nothing to do with that. The way the Open Meeting Act works, the governor only made provisions to allow these electronic meetings for a certain amount of time. And unless he extends that, which he has said he doesn't intend to, we don't have the legal authority to allow electronic meetings. The town does not. So I know that's an inconvenience and possibly a safety hazard for some people, but unfortunately,
It's a safety hazard.
I completely understand, but we have no authority to change that.
Yes,
Maybe
can
the
I,
mayor can.
I think the town
Elaborate.
council will deal with it before we have to deal with it.
well, anyone who is, I have written the governor's office, and if I did it as soon as they told us that they were not going to extend that executive order, and I'm angry about it. It puts people at risk unnecessarily in a time when the numbers are going up.
Yep.
Would you guys, I'll email you all Lang's information if anybody would like to contact him, his assistant, but we have no leeway in this.
Right. Unfortunately, the only way that could change at this point would be through the governor's office.
Right.
Boy. I don't know what to say about that.
All right, thanks, Dan. Appreciate that.
You're
Hey,
welcome.
anybody have anything else before we adjourn?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm good.
Thank you all. Thank you, Jerry.
All right,
Thank
thanks, Jerry.
y'all.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
meeting-
Y'all
Meeting's
have a good
adjourned.
evening.
All right, night.
Good night, y'all. Thank